Are you ready to transform your summer into an epic splash-tastic adventure? Say goodbye to wasteful, single-use water balloons and hello to the ultimate in reusable, eco-friendly fun with reusable water balloons. Check out the link in the video description to get yours on Amazon today.
The inner-city suburb of Hare Hills is a noisy, dusty, febrile sort of place at the best of times. But few familiar with the area could have predicted how an ordinary summer's evening would boil over into a terrifying night of burning chaos on Thursday. Or how a police call to a routine child protection visit could spark several hours of mass rioting and disorder. A mob of locals, apparently angry that several children from a Roma family were being taken into care by the local authority, gathered and started chanting at police, before flipping over one of their vehicles nearby. The disorder then spread and officers mobilized to quell the tension were pelted with bricks and bottles, rubbish bins set alight and a double-decker bus set on fire by the mob. As is now common in the modern age of social media, the riot was live-streamed, minute by minute, on the internet, with footage of thick plumes of acrid black smoke in the skies from the burning vehicle, screaming police sirens and chanting from the angry crowds, posted directly from the scene. The rioters were people of all ages and ethnicities and included a young boy who threw rocks at a police van, a man using a children's scooter to smash up a police car and another who watched the violence unfold with a baby in his arms. West Yorkshire police said it was evident their officers were the sole target of the rioters, so before the sun set they withdrew from the scene. But fire chiefs also said the situation was too dangerous for their crews to attend and last night questions were being asked about their decision to withdraw, leaving terrified residents to deal with the situation themselves. Locals used their garden hoses to fill wheelie bins with water and tried to put out the flames, and eventually local councillors and community leaders, who pleaded for restraint, managed to calm the situation, before firefighters moved in around midnight. Councillor Mothan Ali, who represents Gypton and Hare Hills, which is in the 3% of most deprived areas in the country, described the scenes as absolute mayhem. He said he understood officers were trying not to antagonize the crowds but questioned their decision to pull out. Police didn't have the numbers and didn't have the support, he said. The idea was not to try to antagonize things, to let things fizzle out. In hindsight we could criticize that, but at the time when they're making the decision, it's tough. I don't know who was in charge, but I'd like to speak to them. Others were not so conciliatory. The police don't care about our area, one man said. They've just left, they'll let us deal with it. Mr. Ali said the mob included people who were legitimately angry, but others were out to cause trouble. We were trying to shelter the police, act as human shields because they were there without helmets, without shields, being pelted with bricks and bottles, so we were trying to calm people down and act as a protective barrier, he added. Legitimate anger is appropriate, but attacking a bus with innocent people on it is not. Trouble first flared around 5 p.m. when children from a Roma family were forcibly taken into care. Footage posted online showed a police officer removing a teenage girl in handcuffs and grappling with a young boy, who could be seen kicking and crying, as he was taken from the house into a police van. Other videos showed an angry mob outside the family's home chanting in Romanian and egging on crowds to flip over a police car, which was rolled onto its side with its blue lights flashing and sirens blaring. The crowd then moved and started a bonfire on the junction of Hare Hills Lane and Crompton Street. Rubbish, mattresses and even a fridge was thrown onto the burning pyre, prompting hundreds more to come out of their homes to watch. But when police and riot vans turned up to try to disperse the crowds, the mood turned ugly, with yobs pelting officers with rocks and other missiles. Around 10 p.m. a double-decker bus was set alight in the middle of nearby Foundry Approach, but by then the police were nowhere to be seen. One local said, "It started with a fire near the traffic lights made out of mattresses, a fridge, wheelie bins." The police arrived in vans and surrounded it, but then they started to try to set fire to them, so they all got back in and took off. The most shocking was when they set fire to the bus. It started. Why?